It's about the big contradiction with the nanny state and the busybodies that are out to protect you from yourself. Now, it's not really about protecting you. It's about a power trip where they want to feel good that they've done some good deed, that they've helped you by protecting you from yourself, even though you are directly ordering them to cease and forever desist. They enjoy the power trip. See, nobody cares about Johnny Junkie when he can't find a date or when he can't get a job. But when he starts doing these drugs, they want to feel superior because they don't use exactly the same drugs. They use cigarettes and alcohol, and then they want to feel superior to Johnny Junkie, who uses a terrible drug. You see, they decide what drugs are going to be legal and for whom, and they decided that their favorite drugs, cigarettes and alcohol, are going to be legal for themselves. So that makes them superior because they're obeying the law. And Johnny Junkie, he's evil and wicked because he's not obeying the law. He's not using the same drugs that they decide should be legal. And they want to feel good about protecting him and preventing him from overdosing. You see, cocaine, that's a lot worse than alcohol. 3 different ways that cocaine is a lot worse than alcohol. First of all, if you drink alcohol, over time you can get addicted to it. But if you do cocaine, that's a lot worse. Over time, you can get addicted to it. Secondly, if you drink too much alcohol at one time, you can die of alcohol poisoning. But if you do too much cocaine at one time, that's a lot worse. You could die of a cocaine overdose. And thirdly, if you drink alcohol and try to drive a car, you could crash and kill somebody else. But if you do too much cocaine and you try to drive a car at one time, then you could wind up crashing and killing somebody else. So those are the 3 different ways that cocaine is worse than alcohol. But it's really about a power trip where they want to feel superior by enjoying that warm feeling they get. And they actually take it rather personally if you suggest to them they can get a warmer feeling. If you pour gasoline all over yourself and light a match, you can get a warmer feeling. And, Johnny Junkie would probably not mind if you do burn yourself like that. But the thing is that the real contradiction is if Johnny Junkie resists arrest and he manages to borrow the cop's gun to settle the matter out of court, now all of a sudden they openly hate him so much that they want him to die of a sodium pentothal overdose. Why? Because, hey, he murdered a police officer. What was he supposed to do? Try to scare the cop away with a Boy Scout knife? And it's not about protecting him. It's not like they care about him and they have this, over-compelling urge to be protective of him. Oh, no. They are out to punish him for doing different drugs. So it destroys their ability to feel superior by protecting him. How dare he deprive them of their ability to feel superior? How dare Johnny Junkie put his unalienable right to liberty above the rule of law? You see, well, by definition, unalienable rights do preempt the rule of law when the two things conflict with each other. But how dare Johnny Junkie challenge the power of the almighty government? That's what it's all about. It's a power trip. And the obvious contradiction is there's no way to provoke them exactly enough that they simply give up and back off. They're either bound and determined to do everything they can to save your life, or they openly hate you so much that they want you to die of a sodium pentothal overdose. They don't leave open any way in between because they are crazy.